Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
Tom.
Give me a break. Good joke.
Jerry.
Well, I just don't have enough time for that.
Kevin.
Ben is unique. These guys are unique. They're championship runs. I mean, this one's unique.
It's the Tom and Jerry Sports Show.
Tom and Jerry Sports Show live on Zeno Radio. It is Monday, June 20th. I'm Jerry Napoleonello. There's no Kevin Donlin, but look who is back. Nicole Conklin is back for her second show. She liked it so much that she wanted to make it back.
No, the fans liked me that much.
Yeah.
They wanted me back.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay.
But
Anywho,
the 52-year drought for Cleveland is over. The Cleveland Cavaliers are NBA champions. The number to call 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. But first, here's Kevin. Well, I'm reading a script here, everybody. But first, here's myself with our Tom and Jerry Sports Show 60-second summary.
hit it.
LeBron James came back to Cleveland with hopes of bringing a desperately needed championship back to the land. Well, he did just that. Cleveland Cavaliers are the first team to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals to win. LeBron was named Finals MVP.
Whoa.
We also had
Insert clapping sound here.
the U.S. Open yesterday. Shane Lowry led the pack heading into the last round with a 7-under. That immediately changed after his 6-over. Dustin Johnson took over the lead, but after losing a stroke after a controversial call, he still had enough to win the U.S. Open. New York Mets had a nightmare of a weekend, getting swept by one of the worst teams in the league, the Atlanta Braves. New York Yankees took 3 out of 4 from the MLB worst Minnesota Twins. And in happier news for all of you fantasy sports, New York legislature passed a bill that will legalize daily fantasy in the state of New York. And I'm Jerry Napoleonello with your Tom and Jerry Sports Show 60-second summary. So, we had a big-time sports headline, 52 years. Drought for the city of Cleveland.
I fell asleep. I guess it wasn't too entertaining.
Yeah. You're going to have to turn up your mic because I can't hear you.
Is that better?
No. Is it on?
Yeah.
Is it turned on?
It says on. Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Well, that was your fault.
I guess it was my fault. I had the wrong mic on.
I don't do that side.
Yeah, well, I had the wrong mic on. Well, how was your weekend?
I've had better.
You've had better.
I was with you all weekend.
So that obviously should make it.
It was a great weekend.
Fantabular.
It was. After work, of course.
Well, yeah. But, life goes on.
It does. Here we are.
Yes. So, like I was saying, 52 years for Cleveland. And the championship is back in Cleveland, which is nice for the Cleveland fans. Maybe not nice for me because I don't really like seeing LeBron win a championship. I'm one of those quote unquote haters. Yeah.
Why do you hate him so much? Do you have any real reasons, or just because people think he's better than your man?
That's the only reason, really.
Maybe
that's
he
why
is.
That's why I'm wearing my jersey right now.
What if he is, though?
He's not.
Okay.
And anybody could call in, talk about how, LeBron James. The thing is, everything is not about all the numbers. Yeah, he puts up fantastic numbers. So did Kobe, obviously. But LeBron James, it's kind of like all about the eye test with me. Yeah, this guy is absolutely insane athlete, probably the best athlete that this sport and maybe even any other sport has seen. He's a great basketball player, don't get me wrong. He will go down as one of the greatest. Do I think he's better than Kobe or Jordan or any? I just don't think so. I don't see it.
So you compare Kobe and Jordan as the same?
I don't compare them as the same, but I put them up there. I put them up as Jordan as number 1 and Kobe as number 2.
So he's number 3.
Maybe.
Who's number 4?
Well, I mean, you could bring up a whole slew of people. I mean, you could bring up Magic Johnson. You could bring up Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain. It's just so hard because it's all different eras of
That's true.
The years, and the game has changed so much from just say when Wilt Chamberlain played and to the time that LeBron's playing right now, and all in between. I mean, back then there was no 3-point line.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot different. And that changed the game a little bit. And I just...
So then every shot was 2 points?
Every shot was 2 points.
So why make a 3-point line? Why change it if things were fine?
Basically, but I mean, you could say that about every sport. Like, why make all these different changes? Why bring in instant replay? I mean, it kind of...
Well, that's a little different.
Takes away, but I'm just saying, like, you add things.
I guess changes over time.
Yeah,
Affect the game.
But yeah, I mean, we'll get into.
I am upset about my man not winning, though.
Who? Steph Curry.
Yeah.
How is he your man?
He's a very good-looking man. His eyes are very nice.
I have very nice eyes too. Do you see?
Why is it always about you?
I just wanted you to know.
Thanks, I've seen them.
You could call them chocolate eyes. We'll get into Game 7 a little bit later. NHL has settled for Las Vegas as the expansion team. Settled for $500 million fee, I believe it was. And we're going to have another team. It's going to be 31. And do I think it's going to stay at 31? I don't think so. I think another team's going to come in. Quebec City, definitely. Quebec City and Las Vegas were the two cities that were up for it. But it is looking like a done deal. And then we'll have an expansion draft in about a year, I think, after next year, June of next year or something like that. So that should be fun.
2017?
Yes.
Good to know.
So,
I'll write it in my book.
Good. It's a good thing that you write it in your book. You better. And baseball news. Yankees and Mets starting to get closer to each other. It's kind of funny. It is, because all these Met fans were all on their high horse. Are
you talking about my dad in particular?
No, but I mean, you could sprinkle them in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
All these Met fans thinking that they were going to go right to the World Series again with, and I'm not saying that they aren't. They very well could. They have the pitching to do so, but right now they just don't have the hitting at all.
They appear to be lazy.
Oh, look at you. Listen to Don LaGreca. See, I told you, listening to the radio, listening to sports radio in the car is a good thing.
Not for 3 hours, it's not.
Well, you got to listen to all different types of shows.
I'm picking up things. You see that?
Exactly.
They appear lazy, especially in the field when he lobbed that ball over to second base.
Well, there you go, Curtis Granderson.
Lazy.
Well,
lazy.
For all of you people that are listening live, she put up the L for loser, but she put it as lazy on her forehead. Oh, look at that.
I like that song.
Yeah.
It was by the Blue Group, right?
No.
Smash Mouth?
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
the blue people I'm talking about?
The Blue Man Group.
No. The Aqua. They had a blue guy in there. Not the Blue Man Group.
Oh, the one like.
Aqua. I'm a Barbie girl in the world.
Get her a record deal. Let's go. Get her a record deal for that singing.
Back to the Mets.
Yeah. They got swept by the Atlanta Braves, the second to worst team
How could
in
they
the
do
league.
that? You know why? David Wright. He's done. Deuces.
David
Getting
Wright.
surgery on his
He actually already did.
on his elbow.
On his neck.
Oh.
Yes. Elbow and neck are the same thing, though. I
That was
mean,
close.
yeah.
Surgery.
Yep.
Who's getting surgery
That-
on their elbow? Collarbone. Tony Rojo on his neck, right?
No.
Oh, whatever.
No.
I tried. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yes.
Okay.
Um.
Over and out.
But yeah, the Mets got swept by the second worst team in the league. Just they're hitting. They're not hitting at all.
Even Cespedes.
See
The thing with him is he's good when he wants to be. He
Yeah.
doesn't always appear as lazy, but he knows when to step it up.
Absolutely. And the thing with this team is, everybody says, "Oh, well, they got the same record at this time than they did last year." The only difference is the guy that changed the team was
No longer there.
Yoenis Cespedes.
Oh,
They made the trade mid-season to get him.
right.
And that kind of turned the team around before the All-Star break. But you don't have a guy like that coming in. Cespedes is already on your team. So this
So
record,
he should technically still be playing like he played when they came in, and they wouldn't be having
See,
this problem.
for people that actually thought that was going to happen again, are sadly
ridiculous.
mistaken. Sadly mistaken.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely
How
ridiculous.
dare they think like that?
I don't understand it. I really don't.
People these days.
You know what it is? It's Met fans.
What is that supposed to mean?
Met fans.
Oh, Met fans.
Yes, they
Oh.
overreact. That's the biggest thing with
And
the
what
Met
do you
fans.
do?
What?
What do you do over there? You
Reality.
don't react?
Reality.
You sweat watching a game.
Absolutely, I do. I'm a fan.
And you don't need to sweat and cry and scream.
No, that's what makes. You know what fan is shortened for?
What?
Fanatic. I'm a fanatic.
You're a freak.
You could say that too. It
Yeah.
starts with F.
Yeah. I can say a lot of other things that start with that if you want.
Well, that's not FCC, allowed. We get kicked off the air by all our bosses.
Our bosses.
Yep.
You're gonna kick me off?
Being that I'm the boss, I say I like the way you think. I like the way you
I'll
think.
have to find a new co-host.
What for you?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, if you're kicking me off, you're gonna have to find somebody else.
Well, you can't curse on.
I did not.
I know you didn't. And we leave it at that.
All right.
Otherwise, you're gonna be coming into my office, and I'm gonna have to talk to you about it. And you don't want that to happen.
I'm really not scared of you.
You should be.
No, I'm not.
You should be.
You know I'm not.
Oh. Just wait when we hit a commercial.
Yeah, all right.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Next.
The number to call 605-562-7085. Press 5.
to be heard live.
Oh, well,
Who
look at
made
that.
that up? That is so smart.
There was
Clever, catchy.
There was just one day that I was just sitting there. I got the number
Were you
from
on the toilet?
No, it wasn't one of those days.
Oh, okay.
A lot of ideas come from the toilet, and a lot of ideas come from the shower. Keep that in mind. But I was sitting there, and I got the number from the website that I'll be using, and I was just thinking about it.
Yeah,
and
you're
I was
such a
like,
liar.
I was like, wow, 5 and live
You didn't. You thought of
rhymed.
press number 5 to be on the radio is what you said.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
I
did.
didn't. But
You didn't come up with that.
oh, I did.
Give credit where credit's deserved.
All right, you did it. You
Thank
did it.
you.
Okay. But LeBron James backed up what he promised the city of Cleveland. We'll discuss it when we get back on the Tom and Jerry Sports Show on Zeno Live.
Cyber Station USA is the future of radio. Get your business into the online future at the world's largest internet radio station. From banner placement on our homepage to any of our broadcaster stations, commercials on our video player, audio spots on any of our shows, or at the beginning of any of our on-demand broadcasts. Cyber Station USA offers competitive rates with a worldwide reach, a fully integrated one-stop shop social media broadcast platform. For more information, please contact our sales department at cameo@cyberstationusa.com.
All Noise Radio, powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. All Noise Radio is an internet radio station that's fully produced by graduates of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. From modern rock to old school hip hop, country to classical, news, talk, sports, and more. It's the noise you can't ignore. Log on to allnoiseradio.com. Fire up the station. Find out more about your favorite jocks. Get the latest CSB news and more. Plus, you can take All Noise Radio with you on the go for free. Just download the Live 365 app to your iPhone, iPod Touch, or BlackBerry and search All Noise Radio. Check out tomorrow's broadcasters today at allnoiseradio.com. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Tom and Jerry Sports Show featuring Kevin Donlin live every Monday on Zeno Radio and re-airs every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Cyberstation USA and the Stitcher app. You can also tune in every Wednesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on All Noise Radio and the Live 365 app.
Follow us on Instagram at Tom and Jerry Sports Show and join the conversation on Twitter at TNJ Sports or visit our website at tnjsports.weebly.com or call in to 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live.
I want you to be mine again, baby. I know my lifestyle is driving you crazy. I cannot see myself.
And we are back. The city of Cleveland was wanting that championship back, baby.
What? I'm so confused.
605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. The 50, as we said before, the 52-year drought is over, and Cleveland gets their championship.
By drought, do you mean all the teams, correct?
Yes.
All the
Cleveland Indians, the Cleveland Browns, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So this finals was, I mean, I don't really know how to put it, really.
Pathetic. Sad?
I don't really want to say it in that way because Game 7 really delivered. But I mean, leading up into this game, it just
there was no questions asked.
It wasn't enjoyable.
No.
It really wasn't.
I
mean,
enjoyed it.
But each game was, almost 15 points or more. The deficit, obviously at the end of the game, that was the win total by 15 points or more, almost in every game.
Excuse me. You just burped.
I should have clicked the cough button.
But you burped. You didn't cough.
Well, it's a cough, sneeze, burp,
fart.
Yeah.
Guilty. I didn't hit any buttons for that. You had no idea.
Well, it is way too hot in this room for you to do that because then it will linger.
Ferment.
Absolutely.
What did I eat
Please,
today? You gotta
I don't want to even know. But again, the 73-win Warriors lost in the championship, and
that's so sad.
I mean, did anybody see this coming? Absolutely not. They were up 3-1 in this series.
We know his wife didn't.
No.
What do you have to say about her?
It's funny because when people talk about, it being rigged, and obviously she's not the only one, and maybe not many big-name people would say something like that. And I'm not saying she's a big name. That's not at all what I'm saying. But when you have I think she's got like 50,000 followers or 500,000 followers on Twitter. Obviously,
nothing. Have you seen mine?
Obviously not. Not because of her cooking and stuff like that. Maybe about 2% of that is, but
or maybe it's because of her husband.
The other, 98% is because of Steph and even Riley. She birthed a cute kid.
Birthed?
Yes, birth. Gave
Pretty
birth.
Cute. What's the kid's name?
Riley.
Get out.
Yes, Riley Curry.
I love the name Riley.
Yeah, I know you do.
Now I can't name my kid Riley.
Why? You're going to tell me that, the names that you're going to come up with, nobody named their kid that?
Not them. I mean, of course she's going to be the best looking Riley. Now my kid's not going to compete.
Why do you say that?
Because it's a very good looking kid.
Pump the brakes over there, all right?
There's nothing to pump.
But yeah, 73 wins. I mean, when you look back at it, does this loss kill their season, kill that historic season?
No.
Why not?
Why would it kill it? It's not like they got creamed yesterday. They played good. They played well, rather.
Yeah, but when we're talking about a historic season...
It doesn't matter. They still played very well.
But you don't get a championship for playing very well. You have to win.
But they still did pretty good, I must say. It's not, again,
when you look at it,
the score was huge yesterday. They were winning for a large part of the game.
Why do you play the game?
To win, and I understand that.
But
they still overall for the season played very well, and I don't think it should be frowned upon just because they lost. Of course, they're not the champions as you would like them to be, but they still played a phenomenal season that should still be recognized.
It is an absolute, utter failure to lose that.
And he handled it like a man.
He did. And I don't. For people that bring up Cam Newton, I mean, come on.
He's on the Cowboys, correct?
What?
Is he on the Cowboys?
No.
Oh.
No, he's a quarterback, the same, position that Romo plays.
I knew that. He's on the Hold on. You keep talking.
Oh, okay.
He was on the team that was in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Come on. The team you did not win money for.
No, I mean, I won money, but it was because the Broncos ended up winning.
And he's on the other team?
He's on the other team. They're kind of like a black cat, just a bigger version. There you go.
I knew it.
Well, say it into the mic so everybody hears it. You got it. There you go.
I knew
the
it.
Carolina Panthers.
He's cute.
I'm just gonna, move forward from that comment.
You're so jealous.
But when we talk about Cam Newton now, when it comes to sports, I understand where he was coming from. You get upset. You lost the biggest game of your life.
Yeah, but you don't have to handle it like a child. If you're not an adult, you shouldn't be playing an adult.
Yeah, but
game.
now what I'm saying is,
doesn't matter.
but the thing is, when you lose a big game like that,
wait, wait, hold on. If you want to win a big game, you're all hot. Sorry, but.
Well, now we got to beep that out.
You can't handle losing, so you don't deserve to play the game. You have to handle losing. You know the consequences to win or lose. You lost. You did not play well. Sucks.
All right. Well, let me
handle it like a man. I don't care. You're not gonna. What are you gonna cry like a baby?
Let me.
I don't agree with
let me
that.
ask you this question.
I don't agree with that.
Let me ask you this.
Listen.
All right. Think of something that got you so mad in your life.
I never get mad.
Think of something that's gotten you so mad in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, think about someone coming to you right at that moment.
Okay.
Maybe 5 minutes after it's happened.
Okay.
With a microphone in your face.
Okay. But that's part of the game.
Why are you mad?
It doesn't
Why
matter.
is this?
No,
Why is that?
No, it's
you're
part
gonna
of the game.
you're gonna
He's making
snap at them.
And millions of dollars. It's part of the game. It doesn't matter.
It is part of the game.
Be a
but
man.
You know,
Be a man. No, you know that's coming
see,
up.
Now
you should No. Wait. You should prepare yourself for that. You know that's coming up. It's not like it was news to him. Like he didn't expect. Like if Joe Schmo over here gets mad and someone approaches me, I'm gonna get pissed off. But he expects it. You tell me he hasn't had it before? He's a sore loser. You can't be a sore loser on TV
Yeah,
like
but
that.
when
Now
you're-
you look like an idiot.
Well, when you're looking at it now,
No, I don't care.
they had a historic season for the Carolina Panthers themselves. They had a chance.
Okay.
They were undefeated for most of the season.
Okay.
They had a chance to go undefeated.
But they
that
didn't.
didn't happen.
Okay,
that
but
didn't
look
happen.
what
But
happened
now,
to him.
but you're looking at it.
Why did Steph Curry handle it like a man and was totally fine? When he could have been all the games they won and this and that, and he handled it because he's an adult.
It's a different kind of person.
No,
It's a different kind of
a
person.
better person.
I wouldn't say better.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of person.
A more well-rounded, grown-up who's ready to handle winning or losing. You don't deserve to win if you handle losing the way he did.
My point is that it was an utter failure for the Warriors to lose this game because 73 wins means nothing. Yes,
That's not true.
yes, it might put you up there,
That's
and
not
no
true.
one's probably ever going to pass that record ever again. But the
it still
thing
helps
is,
the team just because they didn't win it, they could still sit there and be like, all right, we won.
the record holder before this was in 95-96 Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. This team won the championship.
Okay. So they
72 and 10.
That's fine.
They won the
But
championship.
they should still
but
be
you know what?
appreciated for what they did. I'm not saying that they should be as good as them,
But
they
why
should
don't
still be
but why don't we
appreciated.
talk why don't we talk about the New England Patriots that went 18-0 all the way up until the Super Bowl? All they had to do was win the Super Bowl and they would have had
Well, this
the
isn't
most
gonna be
wins
talked about
ever.
much longer once this is all
No,
over,
it's not.
so
That's
it's
what
over.
I'm saying. It's an utter failure.
It's not a
no
failure.
one is going to ever remember you.
Well, they're going to bring it up. They're going to bring up the way they lost this game, and they're going to say, and it's kind of crazy how they won 73 games and they couldn't win the championship. So it's going to be brought up again.
But it's not even that either. It's not even that they lost the game. Yes, they lost the finals. They lost the game 7. But you had a 3-1 lead. No team has ever given up
Well, they did.
a finals
End it. He handled
down
it.
3-1, up 3-1.
He handled it like a man, and that's all that
He
matters.
did handle it like a man, and I 100%. I applaud him for that. I think everybody applauds him for that.
He's not
I don't
trash. Cam
really
Newton was trashy.
I don't really like the bad, the.
Rep.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Like for Steph Curry, over these the guy carries his team. I wouldn't say carries his team, but he brought his team to a 73 win record winning season. And because they were, one of those teams that, were flashy about it, they like to, put up the 3 fingers, dance after a 3-point. Yeah. That's what Steph Curry did. But
What does that matter?
But why?
Why can't
But
football players do their little
this
dance
is what I'm
in the
saying.
end zone?
Why is it different? Like
not.
why is baseball you're not allowed to do bat flips? Everybody talks about that, but you can't shimmy after a 3-pointer, or with football you have people dancing after a sack or after a touchdown. Why can't these people do that?
They should be able to.
They should be able to. You're celebrating
That's so
a
dramatic.
big thing.
They're like ripping apart all these games.
That's what I'm
little by
talking
little,
about.
Making them less fun. Who cares?
And the biggest thing about this finals, though, was, have we ever had a finals that was so bad leading up to Game 7 and then obviously a Game 7 that was so intriguing and headline material everywhere? I mean, there was headline material everywhere in every sense of this Game 7 of this series. It started out Steph and LeBron, and then it had obviously the 73 win season. Are they going to be better than the 96 Bulls? And then you had LeBron James down 3-1. No other team has done that. And then you had LeBron James. Cleveland hasn't had a championship in the whole city for 52 years. There was headlines everywhere. Then you had Draymond Green get suspended. Then Andrew Bogut gets hurt. There was headlines everywhere. And for a series that, I mean, almost every game was settled by maybe 15 or more points, to have a Game 7 that was one of the best Game 7s that anybody has ever seen, and in TV ratings absolutely was the best NBA game that ABC has held ever, with an 18.9 rating. So, I mean, everybody knew that there was headlines everywhere for this series. And, I mean, that's what made this series watchable. because the play on the court wasn't watchable until Game 7. And we had a good Game 7. We had a great Game 7. But I mean, these were everything, and we're gonna get into legacies after the break. What this did to LeBron's legacy and what this did to Steph's legacy. The U.S. Open came to a close yesterday, but not without controversy. We'll discuss that when we get back. You're listening to the Tom and Jerry Sports Show on not All Noise Radio. Well, it obviously is All Noise Radio, but Zeno Live. The Tom and Jerry Sports Show featuring Kevin Donlin live every Monday on Zeno Radio and re-airs every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Cyberstation USA and the Stitcher app. You can also tune in every Wednesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on All Noise Radio and the Live 365 app.
Follow us on Instagram at Tom and Jerry Sports Show and join the conversation on Twitter at TNJ Sports, or visit our website at tnjsports.weebly.com or call in to 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be
NBA Entertainment Group and Cyberstation USA are now part of Stitcher, a free radio app for your smartphone. With Stitcher, you can listen to live programming as well as archived radio programming right on your phone. To obtain Stitcher, just go to the App Store for your particular phone. Go to search, then type in Stitcher. That's Stitcher, S-T-I-T-C-H-E-R. S-T-I-T-C-H-E-R. Then download. It's that simple. Stitcher, a free radio app for your smartphone. Convenient access to live and archived Cyberstation USA programming on your mobile phone. That's Stitcher, S-T-I-T-C-H-E-R. Cyberstation USA, always on the go.
All Noise Radio. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. All Noise Radio is an internet radio station that's fully produced by graduates of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. From modern rock to old school hip hop, country to classical, news, talk, sports, and more. It's the noise you can't ignore. Log on to allnoiseradio.com. Fire up the station. Find out more about your favorite jocks. Get the latest CSB news and more. Plus, you can take All Noise Radio with you on the go for free. Just download the Live 365 app to your iPhone, iPod Touch, or BlackBerry and search All Noise Radio. Check out tomorrow's broadcasters today at allnoiseradio.com. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
When you call me the champ of the world. I can raise my hands, I can scream out the best in the world. Oh, what? All my blood, sweat, and grind was all for this time.
We are back. Tom and Jerry Sports Show, 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. You can also tweet us at TNJ Sports or head over to our website at tnjsports.weebly.com.
Dustin Johnson finally got off the snide with a win of the U.S. Open yesterday, but it didn't come easy. But before that, because there was a lot of controversy during the U.S. Open, but we're going to get into that after we just there's this one question that you got to ask. Well, I guess you could say two questions, and Nicole is going to ask it. I guess she's not. What does this do to LeBron's legacy and Steph Curry's legacy? Now, when you think about LeBron James, nobody really can say anything about him anymore. This guy did everything for his team. Triple-double in Game 7. Led in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. All in the finals.
Ooh,
yes. That's exactly my thought.
That's phenomenal.
But, I mean, he brought his team back 3-1. No one's ever done that, as I said before.
LeBron James.
Yes.
Okay.
Brought a championship to Cleveland that he said he was going to do when he came back. Many obviously don't agree with him leaving in the first place, but...
Rude.
I digress.
That's your word.
It is my word.
That's a good word.
It's a fancy radio word, I guess you could say.
A radio word? You can use that word anywhere.
You could.
Like, I digress right now.
But who's going to want to say that in a conversation?
Wait. You're going to get it when you least expect it.
Oh, I can't wait. But...
We digress.
We digress, yes.
We go backwards.
Yes.
Define digress.
Yeah, well, define it. But yeah, I mean, this actually helped his legacy. I mean, a lot of people. If he would have lost this series, his record in finals would be 2-5. And when you think about the greats,
excuse me, how old is he?
Well, he's been in the league 13 years. I think he came into the league, came out of high school. So I would have to say he probably
Mid-30s?
came into the league like 18. So yeah, probably around mid-30s or so.
What's your average age till you quit? Stop.
I mean, it depends. Kobe was 36 or so. It all depends on. What are you laughing at? I can't see over the glass.
The guy had an afro and a mustache.
Well, so obviously she's dying over here because of the guy on the other side of this glass. But yeah, it did everything for his legacy. I mean, he was he would have been 2 of 5. Now he's 3 of 4, 3 and 4. This is his 7th finals, 6 in a row he's been to. 6 finals in a row. That's another thing that's something to be proud of.
They all should be proud.
Now Steph, on the other hand, I mean, he's already an NBA champion. He led his team to a 73-win season. Losing this series definitely hurt him a little bit. You want to see how he comes back from that next year. His team is probably going to be together, maybe missing Harrison Barnes. But I think he's going to be up there as one of the greats. So you have to think about that. But it's enough with Game 7. I think everybody's heard enough about it
all day long.
Yeah, basically.
Even though this is their number 1 show.
Yeah. We're going to move on to the U.S. Open. I would have to guess not many really people have watched this. Golf is something that
boring.
Well, Tiger Woods isn't in it, so it gets a little boring when he's not in it.
Here's
But
about him.
I do.
He doesn't do it for me.
Now going into the last round Sunday, Shane Lowry had a lead. He was shooting a 7 under. He struggled all day long, the whole round. Ended up with a 6 over. So that means he finished with -1. Dustin Johnson, who's been known to choke, has been known to screw up, I guess you could say. He climbed up, took the lead, and then we had a little controversy on the 5th hole. He was setting up for a putt, probably like a 4-foot putt, I would say. And he was setting up, and he was practicing. You usually have the guys, step up to the ball, practice next to it, and then, set up. When he I guess he was practicing or he was getting ready to set up, he kind of tapped the ball. You're not allowed to do that. But at the moment, he noticed it. He didn't try to play it off. He noticed it. He noticed he did it. He called a PGA judge over. Told the guy, being that type of, I guess you could say, sportsman, telling him what happened. The guy then and there told him that, we don't see it as trying to help yourself, so just keep going. Kept going. A couple holes later, all of a sudden they went over to him and told him that it was under review. He later found out, he played almost, a few more holes, and then found out that he was losing a stroke. But it didn't do anything. He won the U.S. Open. Another thing that I didn't even know, He's married or a girlfriend. I don't know what it is, but I think they have a kid too.
That's a big difference.
There's a kid there. His significant other, I could say.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a good way to put it. Is Wayne Gretzky's daughter. The great one. Hockey. Best to ever do it. Wayne Gretzky. His daughter is, I guess, married, girlfriend. I don't know. Significant other, as I said. But they did have a little girl, little boy, something like that.
Well, they have a kid, so it's either a girl or a boy. So a little girl or maybe a little boy.
Basically.
They had something come out. Never mind.
Yeah. What do you think this radio station is for?
Sports.
Exactly. Not any of what goes on.
Pooped out a baseball.
Yeah, I guess. Now, being that I brought up Wayne Gretzky, we might as well transition to some hockey. Garth Snow, had the GM for the Islanders.
I knew that.
Went on a radio show for Sirius. I forget who it was.
The Tom and Jerry Sports Show?
I wish. I don't have a clip of it, which I'm kind of upset about. But he goes on to say, talking about Kyle Okposo.
Caposo?
Yeah. And he basically says that he wishes nothing but the best for him.
That's nice.
Now, how do you take that? Now, he's a free agent. He's an upcoming free agent, I guess you could say.
Kyle Okposo?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, how do you take that line? I wish him nothing but the best.
He wants him to do well.
But how else do you take that?
He's not going to be on the team again?
There you go. That's the line right there that I was waiting for. It does not look like the Islanders are going to sign him back.
But I thought he's really good.
He is, but I don't think
money.
I don't think they see him worth the money. Very good.
I see this is happening a lot in the sports world, huh?
Yes.
People are not worth the cash they think they are.
Exactly.
Now, who makes their worth? Like, who decides how much they're worth?
Their agent.
Okay.
Their agent also likes to make it seem like they're worth a lot more than they actually are.
Obviously.
But
it's like everyone's mommies who think they're better than they really are.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
Yes.
Good comparison for those non-sports spokesman people.
Yes. And
I think that's a great idea.
Yes.
But, you never know. It's just the way the agents do it.
Yes. Well, the other thing, talking about hockey and, getting off of what we were talking about before, the NBA.
You think it's rigged?
What, the NBA?
Yeah.
I said that before. I don't think it's rigged. But, to be honest with you, I'm going to give my answer to that question when we get back.
We're going on another break?
Oh, on another break. It's a fast-moving show.
I know.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
We might have to do this twice a week.
We might. I would love that.
Yeah?
I would absolutely love that. We have a new hit king. Or do we? We'll debate that coming up on the Tom and Jerry Sports Show on Zeno Live.
This is the evolution of radio.
Cyberstation USA.
Our inventions change us. They make us think differently.
Something new added to the real world.
The leading edge of evolution.
That development has got to be delivered.
CyberstationUSA.com.
The most sophisticated that I've ever seen.
I'm not sure exactly what the future is, but I'm pretty sure it's not going away.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting founder Dick Robinson.
The media business has changed a lot since we opened our doors in 1964. Now media content is everywhere, on air, online, on the go. More than ever, companies are looking for people to help drive this new media.
At Connecticut School of Broadcasting, you'll get hands-on training on the latest software and equipment in a matter of months, not years. Connecticut School of Broadcasting has placed thousands of grads in broadcast media careers.
It's all about versatility. You see, at a radio station, if you you also know how to shoot, edit, and post videos, you become a pretty hot commodity. That's the training you get at Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting with locations up and down the East Coast from Massachusetts to Miami. Call 1-800-TV-RADIO or log on to gocsb.com. Connecticut School of Broadcasting, the nation's oldest and largest group of broadcast media schools. Redefining training in radio, TV, and new media. Get trained. Get connected. 1-800-TV-RADIO.
Tom and Jerry Sports Show featuring Kevin Donlin live every Monday on Zeno Radio and re-airs every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Cyberstation USA and the Stitcher app. You can also tune in every Wednesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern on All Noise Radio and the Live 365 app.
Follow us on Instagram at Tom and Jerry Sports Show and join the conversation on Twitter at TNJ Sports or visit our website at tnjsports.weebly.com or call in to 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live.
We are back, Tom and Jerry Sports Show. We are taking calls at 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. Before we went to break, Jerry had an opinion to share with the world. Jerry, what was your opinion on if the NBA is rigged?
Like I was saying before, a lot of people thought, there was a lot of people that have said that, the NBA is rigged, with the NBA lottery. They've had instances, where you would have, I think it was the draft that Patrick Ewing was in. They were saying that one of the cards was a frozen card so that the commissioner would know which one to pick.
Oh, I remember this.
Yes.
Okay.
So all those conspiracy theories, a lot of people have those conspiracy theories about a lot of things, but the NBA is definitely one of them.
I have a question.
What's up?
Being that LeBron James can pick whatever team he wants to go on, can Steph Curry do the same?
When he's a free agent.
Oh, he's not a free agent?
No.
And what does it mean if you're a free agent? Like your agent, you don't have an agent?
No.
Seriously?
No.
Or
you have a contract. You sign a contract.
Okay.
So say you sign a contract, 5 years, $50 million.
Right. After the 5 years, you're a free agent.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
But there's also stipulations in this, like LeBron James has a stipulation in his contract that he can opt out after 2 years.
And still get all the money?
No. He opts out. Usually the players that opt out want more money from that team.
Wait. But so if he opts out, he doesn't get the money from the first team?
He doesn't get the rest of the money from that contract.
Okay.
But what he does is he redoes his contract
with
to
somebody
get
else
a bigger not even that. He can re-up with the same team, but it's just a bigger contract.
You have to agree. Gotcha.
So that's what's probably going to happen. Everybody is expecting.
Thank you for that.
Yes, everybody is expecting him to opt out. But back to my rigged thing. There was times during this series that I actually thought the NBA was rigged. I wouldn't publicize it like Aisha Curry did because you just look like an idiot.
Why she look like an idiot? She's defending her man.
You don't defend your man in that way. First of all, you make him look like an idiot. First of all,
that's true.
But second of all, because like everybody says, she's not going to sit in a press conference. She's not going to be answering the questions. He's going to be answering the questions. So. With that whole thing, she just made an idiot of herself, an idiot of Steph Curry.
Not really, though. It's over now.
No, it's over, but that was just a stupid comment. And, as I said, at one point I did. I mean,
so she did
the ratings were the big thing, and that's what I was kind of looking at
she
when
cared too then. If you thought it once, why can't she?
Well, I know, but I didn't, like I was saying, I didn't publicize it because you look like an idiot.
Well, she's famous, so
I guess you could say she's famous, but again, the way I was thinking about it was the ratings.
Okay.
They were getting such good ratings for this finals, and they were such bad games, but they were getting such good ratings that it got to the fourth game and it was 3-1 Warriors. Why not try to push it to 7 games?
What I mean. They pushed it out to get better ratings.
So now, the whole thing happened with Draymond Green. They were like, oh, you know what? This is perfect. We'll make him suspended. We'll continue it going and then going and going and going. So that was my thinking of it. But I wasn't going to publicize it. I wasn't going to go on Twitter about it. Not even that I have that many followers that anybody would really give a crap of what I said.
Don't say that.
But
you're going to be famous one day. Trust me.
But that was my thinking of it. I just thought the ratings were the biggest thing. In that, but the ratings were a big thing.
Now, speaking of the ratings, why is there a huge difference between TV ratings between NBA and NHL?
Well, I actually love that you brought that up.
It just came to mind because we were talking about hockey before and NBA now, just NHL and.
I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
Now the biggest thing with the ratings. Now, NHL doesn't have that kind of. I don't know. I love watching hockey, and everybody that does watch hockey loves hockey.
I enjoy hockey.
Hockey's a very interesting sport, very fast moving, very physical. Fun game to watch.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about it, a lot of things have been brought up with baseball, losing interest in baseball because it's boring, or from people saying that. But football obviously always gets some of the best ratings out of everything. But basketball going up, but even with basketball having one of the worst series going on at the time of the Stanley Cup was still killing the NHL. I mean, there was a point in time during this Stanley Cup Finals that NBC decided to play American Ninja Warrior over the Stanley Cup. So they pushed the Stanley Cup to the NBC Sports Network. That's how big of a difference it is, because that would never happen. I mean, look at what was going on with the OJ show. They did it specifically so it would be on the off day of the NBA Finals. So they're planning sports around it. I mean, the Super Bowl or the playoffs, shows are put off.
Of course.
For this.
Sports are the biggest thing.
Because it's ratings. And for them to play a show over the Stanley Cup was mind-boggling to me. But when you think about it, it's
mind-boggling.
Well, yeah. It's just, it kills me because nobody talks about hockey. And that's why me and Kevin tried to talk about hockey more than most sports shows, because, I mean, other than maybe Han and Humpty, maybe Dave Rothenberg, not many people talk about hockey at all.
I like hockey.
So do I.
I think it's enjoyable.
The thing is, when you talk about it on the radio, when you show it on SportsCenter, when you show more of it, people get more interested into it. And I mean, just a perfect example of what happened with the St. Louis Blues and that fan tweeting out through his first game. Some kid, never seen hockey before.
You never saw hockey before?
Never saw hockey before.
Okay.
Decided to go to a game or watch the game, something like that.
Did you pick up on it?
Yes. And he tweeted it out.
Okay.
While he's like, why, this is crazy. I'm at my first game. This is absolutely insane. Like tweeting out like crazy things. Why did white people hold this from us for so long? It was funny. And that's like perfect example. If you bring it out and you show it more on ESPN, on the radio, all that kind of stuff, you draw fans from that, and that it's not happening right now. So obviously, many people are going to watch the NBA Finals over the Stanley Cup Finals.
Right.
And you know what? In my opinion, and I know Kevin thinks the same way as I do.
What about me?
You may as well, but wait until you hear what I have to say, and then you make your decision.
Okay.
The NHL playoffs are the absolute best playoffs out of every sport around. There is not one playoff that is better than the NHL finals. Nothing. Not even the finals, just the Stanley Cup playoffs, period. It is totally different hockey.
I agree, but I don't agree with...
the Stanley Cup and the game-winning goal.
I can't get that out of my noggin.
Well, that was my thought on the ratings difference. We have so much here to get to.
But you know what? It's okay. If you don't hit everything, we had a nice conversation today. But you know what?
How about FanDuel and DraftKings legalizing it in New York? So football season is going to be a lot more fun for everybody. Bringing that back.
Wasting a lot of money.
Well, yeah,
Jerry.
but it's fun.
Don't waste all your money.
Von Miller and John Elway are at odds right now, and he actually, I think he Facebooked it or something like that. He just said there's no chance of him playing under the franchise tag, so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And we talked about most of the Yankees and the Mets real quick, but we have to talk about with the Mets in the last 5 minutes or so, I guess you could say 3 minutes. Is David Wright's career over?
Yes.
And I would have to say yes. I mean,
How old is he?
He's not that old. I mean, he's probably...
Has he only been on the Mets? Yeah, right?
Yeah, probably mid-30s maybe.
How old is your average baseball player?
Jeter retired at 38.
Well, he's not him.
A-Rod's still playing at the age of 40. Carlos Beltran's 39.
But they're all better than him.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
But, with him, the biggest thing with him is he has...
I used to have a poster of David Wright on my wall in my room.
See, that's when I got to get you to the Yankee side. I really do.
I wouldn't put a poster in my room now.
Well, yeah, you put a poster of me.
That's...
Next to my mic, like.
That's not good.
How about that?
No, I want to sleep but not have nightmares.
Oh, you're not going to sleep. And you're not going to have nightmares either.
But I want to sleep in my room. Jerry, what?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
5 minutes left.
I can't believe you just did that.
I will.
I can't curse, but you can do a little...
Well, what did you think that I was... Maybe you should get your head out of the gutter. I wasn't thinking of anything like that.
What?
I was thinking of you just,
Why wouldn't I sleep in my room?
Because you wanted to stay up and look at my beautiful face.
Nightmares.
Not nightmares. But again, David Wright having surgery on his neck.
That's a nightmare.
That is a nightmare.
Talk about a nightmare.
Yes. And the biggest nightmare for him is...
Did he have it yet?
Yes, he did have it. If successful, he's in rehab right now. But the biggest thing with him is he has that degenerative spine disease or whatever like that. I forget what they call it. But it's not good. It doesn't. It doesn't get better. And there's a chance, he's running the risk of not being able to walk or, stuff like that. And, to a point, he's got to think about his future now. And, the guy can't even, and being in the National League, he can't DH. So it's not like A-Rod where A-Rod's extending his career because he's not playing the field. I mean, David Wright can't even throw over to first base. So that's the biggest difference. If he was in the AL and he got to play DH, then there's a difference there. But him having to play the field for the Mets in the National League is not helping him at all. And, having this injury with his back is not helping either. And, that just led to his neck injury. And, that's really all you could say. I mean, I think it will help the Mets immensely if he just retired. And as bad as that might sound, but it's just better for the team because then they could stop waiting around and it's like, oh, well, David's going to be back, so we really can't trade for a big guy because, we're going to be paying him that kind of money and then having to pay these guys.
Represents the Mets in a way?
He absolutely does. He's like, I mean, not even in the same category, but I mean, when you think about it in a way, he's like the Derek Jeter of the Mets. He was that face of the Mets.
So why can't he be in the same category as him?
Because there's no comparison. No comparison whatsoever. Now we're big number two. But
big number two?
Absolutely. Before we go, this is one of the biggest things. Ichiro passed, I'm giving the air quotes here, passed Pete Rose for the most hits in MLB history. But it wasn't all in the MLB. Half of that was in Japan.
Ooh.
So now they're trying to compare those two and say that he passed and calling him the new hit king. You can't compare that. You can't add those hits to the MLB. And like Pete Rose came out and said, why don't we start adding my minor league hits? And it'll be the same thing, You
can't do that. That's the point.
You can't. But
on that note,
the clock on the wall says that is all. Even though my co-host does not like that, I had to do it. The clock on the wall says that is all.
There's no clock in this room.
There is, right there.
That's not a clock.
That is a clock. Gotcha. But I am Jerry.
And I am Nicole Conklin.
Be
breezy.
Breezy.
You've been listening to the Tom and Jerry Sports Show
on Zeno Radio.